my lovelies, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Khushi Kishore and this channel is all about books and anything I feel like doing at the moment. Welcome back. If you're part of the community, thank you so much for all your support and love, and welcome if you're new. I hope you join the community, I hope you stay, I hope you subscribe and have some fun with us. So without further ado, let's just jump into today's video, because this video should have gone out like a couple months ago, but you know, things happen, life happens. Today I'm gonna be doing the anticipated releases of 2022. I will be starting my year from April because I just started my YouTube channel. But anyway, I'll be starting my year from April onwards and discussing the books that will be released April onwards. So let's just dive in. For April, the first book we have is The Portrait of a Thief by Traci Chee. So this is a heist novel about how all of a sudden Chinese art from many Western museums started disappearing one day. So as we know, Western museums have a habit of proudly displaying art that isn't exactly theirs. Stolen, colonized, looted art. But the main character of our story said nope. He said none of that anymore. He gets an offer from this Chinese corporation that he takes up, and he forms a team to steal a couple of these art pieces. The story is about each of these team members' relationship to China and their identity as Chinese Americans and art, and it sounds so fascinating and exciting, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. The second book that comes out is on the 14th of April, and it is 1,000 Steps into Night by Traci Chee. It is a Japanese mythology fantasy sort of book. So our main character one day is cursed to become a demon, and she goes on this adventure to try and reverse this curse. And there are all sorts of supernatural creatures and self-discovery and just so much exciting stuff along the way in this adventure of hers, and I do not need to know anymore. I am sold, I am here for it, and I am ready. I'm very fascinated by Japanese myth and folklore, so I can't wait to see what this story has to give us. The third book and the final book that I'm looking forward to that comes out in April comes out on the 19th of April, and it is Queen of the Tiles by Hanna Alkaf. One, the cover of this book just looks gorgeous. May I just say that? This story is set in the world of competitive Scrabble. I've heard that it's They Wish They Were Us meets The Queen's Gambit. It's set in a world of competitive Scrabble, and this teenage girl is forced to investigate the death of her best friend ever since her best friend's Instagram account comes to life all of a sudden and starts posting cryptic posts and messages. That's all I know, and I'm sold. It sounds so cool. It's a debut by a Malaysian author, Hanna Alkaf, and I'm just here for the representation, and I'm here for the good vibes. Next month we are looking forward to is May. 12th of May gives us Kaikeyi by Vaishnavi Patel. You know I had to pick up this book. Y'all know I'm Indian. Y'all know I grew up with the Indian legends and myths and stories, and when I found out that the villainous queen from the Ramayana is getting a story of her own, I just knew that I had to pick it up. This is another debut, by the way, which is Go 2022, because there are so many good debuts coming out this year. It's insane. Like I said, this is based on the vilified queen from the Ramayana, which is an Indian epic. And what sold me on the book, apart from the fact that I'm obsessed with mythology, even though it's mythology I've grown up with, is this paragraph that I read. An extraordinary woman determined to leave her mark in a world where gods and men dictate the shape of things to come. I'm here for it. Let's read. Let's see what Vaishnavi Patel gives us. Kaikeyi comes out 12th May, but before that we have a couple others I'm looking forward to as well. When Women Were Dragons by Barnhill, and comes out in 3rd of May. It's set in 1950s America. I don't really know much about this book, apart from the fact that the cover looked beautiful. And there's something called a mass dragoning, and the details of this are kept secret from our MC, I believe. Like Alex Green has no idea and people refuse to talk to her about these things. She has questions and no one wants to answer them. And honestly, secrets, dragons, y'all know those are my buzzwords when it comes to fantasy books, when it comes to just books in general, so you know I had to pick it up. I hope this is a Shveta story. I think it might be. Let's see. I'm so excited. And the next book we have is Rebel Skies by Sei Lin. This comes out on the 5th of May. Once again, I was absolutely floored by the cover. It's another debut, and I'm gonna read out my notes here. So, in a world of flying ships and sky cities, our MC has the gift of bringing paper to life. These people are called crafters and they hunt wild paper spirits called shikigami. Our MC learns to hunt but starts questioning the system set in place by the emperor and his princess. That's pretty much all I need to know. Especially a world where like folding paper is a power and like bringing paper to life is a power. Yes, I love the ideas people come up with. It's just so beautiful. The next book we have is Hollow Fires by Samira Ahmed that comes out on the 10th of May. So Safia, our MC, wants to be a journalist and she has been taught that what journalists must do is like they must focus on facts and not have any sort of personal biases at all. But all of that changed for her when she discovers a 14-year-old boy who was arrested and killed because of a mistake that his teacher made. And Safia wants to tell the whole truth about this boy's story. And this is very much, the story looks like it's going to be very much about institutional and structural racism, white supremacy, and what is the cost of finding out the truth. And it's going to be a very heartfelt read. It's going to be a very important book, and I'm excited to see what Samira Ahmed gives us. The final book in May that I am excited about also comes out on the 12th of May, and it is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I don't really know what the premise is here. It's just that I recently read You and Me on Vacation, or People We Meet on Vacation, and I just want another rom-com to look forward to, and I heard Emily Henry's coming out with something, and since I loved her previous book, I thought why not? So I'm looking forward to reading Book Lovers as well. Next, we head over to June. So in June, we have one book that I am so excited for. It is a graphic novel and it's called After Lambana, Myth and Magic in Manila. It is by Eliza Victoria and Mervin Malonzo. Oh, and also it comes out on the 7th of June. So again, I don't know too much about this, but from what I understand, the story is about going to the magical underground of Manila, I think, to save and prolong our MC's life, because something is wrong with his heart and he's not well and he doesn't have very long to live. He needs to prolong his life or something like that. I don't know much about it, but it looks like it's gonna be a good read, and I want to read something from the Philippines because I've never read a book set in the Philippines, so I'm excited. Now let's move on to July, my favorite month because it's the month I was born. 31st of July, my birthday, and we have some good books coming out in July. The first one I'm talking about today is Silk Fire by Zabe Ellor, and it comes out on the 7th of July. This might be a decision purely made because of the cover, because the cover is gorgeous. It's so beautiful. But from what I know, the story is about like an MC who's trying to ensure his father doesn't take up the throne of the war district, and then in pursuit of more political influence, our MC encounters a dying god who gives him the powers of one of the city's sacred dragons. And once again, like I said, dragons is a weakness for me. That was more than enough for me to be sold and for me to start looking forward to this book already. The next book we have is The Dream Runners by Shveta Thakrar, and it comes out on the 21st of July. It's another fantasy story based on Hindu mythology, and as soon as I found that out, I didn't need more. Like I said, I'm ready, let's go. So, The synopsis that we get is quite long. And we have 7 years ago, Tanvi was spirited away to the subterranean realm of Nagalok, where she joined the ranks of the Dream Runners, human children freed of all memory and emotion, charged with harvesting mortal dreams for the consumption of the Naga court. That already sounds sinister. Can I call you back in 5 minutes? I'm almost done filming. Call me back. I'm just trying to race against the sun right now. But yeah, as I was saying, that already sounds very sinister. Venkat knows a different side of Nagalok. As apprentice to the influential Lord Nayan, he shapes the Dream Runner's wares into the kingdom's most tantalizing commodity. And Nayan has larger plans for these mortal dreams. With the dreamsmith of Venkat's talent, he believes he can use them to end a war between Nagas and their ancient foe, the Garudas. But when one of Tanvi's dream harvests goes awry, she begins to remember her life on Earth. That's the thing about every story that starts with memory repressing, right? But anyway, panicked and confused, she turns to the one mortal in Nagalok who can help, Venkat. And as they search for answers, a terrifying truth begins to take shape. One that could turn the Naga's realm of dreams into a land of waking nightmare. I'm sold. If you aren't, did you just listen to the same synopsis as I did? I'm so excited, and also just like the Indian rep, I am here for it, and I want to push these books out as much as possible because yes, these are big like books coming out this year, and they do happen to be on lists on the internet and stuff, but not many people talk about these books unless they're actually from that region. So I am from that region. It's my duty to push these fantasy books out. So yeah, my people do fantasy as well, and I think you should read them. With that, we move on to September. In September, we have 2 really cool books coming out, and the first one is Amari and the Amari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston, and it's set to come out on the 1st of September, but the dates have been a little shaky because it's been pushed around a little bit. We're not completely sure, but I hope it comes out at some point in September. As you all know, I read Amari and the Knight Brothers 2 months ago, and I absolutely loved the book. I loved it so much. It was such a good middle grade. It's been a while since I've read a good middle grade, so I was thoroughly satisfied, and ever since then I have been dying to get a hold of Amari and the Great Game. And it's coming out this September. I don't know anything about it. I want to keep it that way because I want to walk in blind. All I know is that there's so much potential for the story and the world and Amari as a character herself, and that's all I really need to know. I don't want to know anything else about the book. If you didn't hear my review of Amari and the Knight Brothers, I will link the video where I reviewed the book down below. I think it's in my first weekly reading vlog. The next book we have is also a middle grade, and it shows so much promise already. Everybody seems to be talking about it, and it is The Sunbearer Trials by Aidan Thomas, and it comes out on the 6th of September. So it's a Mexican-inspired fantasy. I've heard it's very like Percy Jackson meets Hunger Games, and I love that explanation. So every few years the sun's power needs to be replenished, and for this, the society get demigods to compete against each other in the Sunbearer Trials. Whoever wins gets to go to all the temples and like help with like giving energy to the sun, and whoever loses, their body is sacrificed to the sun to ensure that the sun keeps shining. And all of this is done, I believe, to also make sure that an evil power, I don't remember what the power was, but an evil power is kept at bay by the sun, I believe. But it just sounds so cool. It sounds so interesting. There's a competition and there are like stakes already established, and I just can't wait to get my hands on it. Like that's the thing, I'm in mood for like good middle grades, and I've been wanting to read Percy Jackson for a couple of weeks now, but since I can't get to my Percy Jackson copies right now, I'm just gonna try and consume as many middle grades as I can. The final book that I'm looking forward to this year is coming out in October, the 6th of October to be exact, and it is Monsters Born and Made by Tanvi Bhairwa. Okay, so one day Koro's family's financial situation takes a turn for the worse. They can't afford the medication they need to give to her chronically ill sister. So Koro decides to do something that no one does, like, because you don't risk doing something like that, and she decides to cheat her way into the glory race, which is a deadly chariot tournament reserved for the upper class. I believe this story has a little bit of a look into caste system and the whole class thing, and just I can't wait. I can't wait for the commentary, but at the same time, I can't wait for the competition vibes. I can't wait for the story. It's so good. Like, I'm so excited, and I can't wait to be reading fantasy stories based off of characters with my own background. It's just so cool, like Indian backgrounds, you know? But yeah, I have so much excitement for each and every single one of these books, and I can't wait for them to come out. As I'm recording this video right now, it's the 27th of March. I do not know when I'm gonna get a chance to put this video up, but hopefully within the first 2 weeks of April. We'll see. You'll know when it comes out. But yeah, I'm very excited for these books. Let me know if you are interested in any of these down below in the comments. Tell me if you're planning to get any of them, and if you do you want to talk about it with me? Do you want to buddy read it with me? Let's discuss all of that. With that, I do have to wrap up this video and say thank you very much for watching. You guys are amazing, and I love you so much for all the love and support. I hope you subscribe, I hope you comment, I hope you like, I hope you click the notification bell so you're notified every single time I post, and I hope you share this video with other book lovers and friends you know who enjoy books and booktube. It really does help me out when you guys do that, and it encourages me and helps YouTube push my video out further so more people can reach it and just see if they're interested in my kind of material. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna say sayonara, I'm gonna say adios, I'm gonna say bye bye, and I will see you very soon in my next video. I have so much energy, it's not even funny. But yes, I am saying bye now. Love you.